Match day 22 is here, everyone, and last two match days have been the most unpredictable match days, and we have done terrible with picks. Its last match day was probably terrible for a lot of people, even gambling. No one knew that DC United was going to come out and smack FC Cincinnati in the face like they did, but here we are, match day 22 predictions. First up, we have CF Montreal versus NYCFC. Currently, Montreal are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5. And NYCFC are on a 5-game drawing streak that ends this week, this weekend in match day 22. Currently, Montreal are like 8 unbeaten at home, and then also NYCFC are 4 unbeaten away. So it's going to be a good matchup, but Montreal are the better side, and I think that Montreal win this match 2-1 over NYCFC. So next up, we have Columbus Crew versus New York Red Bulls. Currently, Columbus are 4 wins and a draw in their last 5. They are on fire again. And the Red Bulls are 2 wins, a loss, and 2 draws in the last 5. I can't believe I mixed that all up. But hey, it is what it is. These two teams, I don't think that there's too much that we can really say here. I think Columbus is definitely the better side, and they're playing at lower.com field. The last time that these two teams did play, though, they played at Red Bull's Arena, and it was 2-1 Red Bull. But before that, it was at Columbus Crew. It was at lower.com field, and they won 2-1. But I think we're going to see 5 goals in this game. I don't know why, but might as well, right? It's unpredictable. It's been like that for the last 2 weeks. So I think that the Columbus Crew win this match 3-2 over the Red Bulls. So that takes us to probably one of the best matches of the weekend. It's 1-2 in the East. FC Cincinnati versus the Revs. Currently, Cincinnati are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5, where the Revs are 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5. This is going to be a good matchup. I don't know if we're going to see too much here because we still have injuries. We have international duty and all that. So I could see the Revs coming in and winning on the road, but I could also see Cincinnati only fighting for a point. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I think that this game is going to end in a 2-2 draw there at TQL Stadium. So that takes us to Inter Miami versus Austin FC. Currently, Miami are 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5 matches, where Austin are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5. These two teams only played each other one time, and Austin won that game, and it was in Austin. So they are playing in Miami. I think it's going to be a close one. I think that because of how inconsistent Austin has been this season, and they are not living up to what we all thought that they would be. But I think that they come out with a win. I think they get a road win here, and I think that they beat Inter Miami 2-1. So that leads us into Orlando City versus Chicago Fire. Currently, Orlando are 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5. And Chicago Fire are 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5. Chicago are currently on a 2-match winning streak, beating Portland Timbers and Sporting Kansas City, both on the road. So they're on the road again here. They're kind of turning into the East's Real Salt Lake, but just for those 2 matches, though. I do think, however, even though Orlando has been a very good side this season, not very good, but they've been pretty decent this year, I think that Chicago walk in there and walk away with a point. I think that this match ends in a 1-1 draw there at Explorer Stadium. Now we have Toronto FC versus Real Salt Lake. This is one of the matches that are out there for voting to watch on Saturday. So if you can, please go vote on the community tab. This is one of 4 games that we put out there. All of them have at least one team that we have not watched yet in the watch along. So that is why we did not have the FC Cincinnati versus Revs game up there. Since we're right in the middle of the season, let's try to get, all the teams so we can see every team at least once throughout the season. But back to this match, Toronto FC currently 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5. Real Salt Lake 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5. So they are currently on a 5-game unbeaten streak. Bob Bradley has been fired by Toronto, but Real Salt Lake are one of the best teams away. I mean, they have 4 or 5 wins on the road. So I don't think they get the win here. I think that they get a draw because I think with Bob Bradley leaving and all that turmoil, I think that they're going to come out with this chip on their shoulder to prove like, hey, Bob shouldn't have been here. But at the same time, I think that Real Salt Lake are good enough to kind of shut that down, and I think that they tie it late. It'll be a late goal by Real Salt Lake to tie it, and I think this match ends in a 2-2 draw there in Toronto. So that takes us to another match that is out there for voting. It's FC Dallas versus LAFC. Currently, Dallas are 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5, and LAFC are 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5. So neither one of these teams are very good in their last 5 matches. The last time that they played in Dallas, Dallas won 2-1. I don't think that that's going to happen here. People out on international duty for Dallas, and I think that LAFC walk in and have a pretty easy game here, and I think that they win 3-1 over FC Dallas. So next up, we have Minnesota United versus Portland Timbers. Both of these teams are not looking great right now. Currently, Minnesota United are 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, where Portland Timbers are 1 win, 3 draws, and a loss in their last 5. Both teams drew in the last match day. Minnesota to Real Salt Lake and Portland to NYCFC. Right now, Minnesota are winning this matchup. 8 wins to 2 draws to 4 wins for Portland. Minnesota, I think, though, get the job done at home here. I don't really have much to say. There's injuries. And then also Pookie for Minnesota United. Maybe this might be his debut goal. Just going to throw that out there for maybe a guess. But I think Minnesota United win this match 1-0 over the Portland Timbers. So now we have Nashville SC versus DC United. Currently, Nashville are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5, where DC United are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5. Currently, Nashville is on a 2-match losing streak, which both of them were away, and one was to the Columbus Crew, which I think is a better side than Nashville. And then DC United are coming off that big win against Cincinnati, even though, again, we're talking about international duty. DC United has never won in this matchup. Nashville has won 3, and they have drawn 2 of them. The last 3 times that they have played has all been at Audi Field, and the 2 times that they played in Nashville, Nashville has won those matches with a score line of 6-2. I think Nashville get it done here at home. They need something. They need a spark because they are on this 2-game losing streak, and they are strong at home there at Geodis Park. And I think that they beat DC United here 2-1 there at Geodis Park. So our third game out there for voting is Sporting Kansas City versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Currently, Kansas City are 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 5 matches, and Vancouver are 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5. Vancouver's looking pretty good right now. Sporting Kansas City, on the other hand, is not. The last time that these 2 teams played, it was a 1-1 draw there in Vancouver. And then the last time that they played in Kansas City, it was 1-0 Vancouver. I think Vancouver go on the road and win this match. I think that they just have the better side than Sporting Kansas City. And I actually think that they win this match 2-0 over Sporting. So that takes us to St. Louis City versus Colorado Rapids. Currently, St. Louis City are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5 matches. And Colorado are 2 draws and 3 losses in their last 5. St. Louis are missing a lot of key players. Klaus is out. Lowen is out, most likely. These 2 teams did draw the last time that they played. That was in Colorado. But I'm going to say, even though those 2 guys are out on injury for St. Louis, I think they get the job done at home. Just, they went on the road. They're on kind of a high, beating a great San Jose Earthquakes team 2-1 away. I think that they get the job done here at home, and I think that it's a pretty big margin. I think that it's going to be 3-1, and I think that St. Louis win there at home over Colorado Rapids. So that takes us to our last match for voting that is out there on the community tab. It's San Jose Earthquakes against LA Galaxy. Currently, the Earthquakes are 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 5, and the Galaxy are 1 win, 3 draws, and a loss in their last 5. Maybe LA are starting to turn it around. I'm not sure. The last time that these two teams played, it was back in May, and they played in LA, and the Galaxy won 2-1. I don't think that happens here. I think though that the Galaxy go on the road and get another point. I think that this game ends in a draw 1-1 there in San Jose. Now, our second to last match is the Seattle Sounders versus Houston Dynamo. Currently, Seattle are 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5, where Houston is 4 wins and a loss in their last 5. Austin came in and beat Houston last match day 3-0. Didn't come in actually that Houston went to Austin, but still 3-0 on the form that Houston was in. Before that was quite a surprise. And then Seattle again, just a mediocre team, drawing with Orlando 0-0. However, I think with them playing at Lumen Field, Houston's coming off of this loss against Austin. Was it just a fluke that Houston went on this 4-game winning streak before Austin and was winning this badly against people? And 2 of them were against LAFC. I'm going to have to do it. I have to say that Seattle Sounders win this match. And I think Houston, for the second match in a row, do not score a goal. I think Seattle win this game 2-0 over the Houston Dynamo. And last but not least, on Sunday, we have Atlanta United versus Philadelphia Union. Currently, Atlanta United are 1 win, 3 draws, and a loss in their last 5, where the Union are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. Philadelphia is looking good, in my opinion. Atlanta, not so much. We all know that I'm an Atlanta fan. I want to see them do well, but I'm thinking we're starting to see the Philadelphia of last season, and they're starting to pick it up. And I think that Philadelphia go on the road here, and I think that they beat Atlanta United 2-1 on the road there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So that is it for the video. Please give the video a like, subscribe if you like the content, and we will see you on Saturday.